around. When you call mom, mother, how many people come running? Just go to a park that's full of kids playing. One fall down, get hurt. How many moms, listen, get up and run towards that child when they hear the cry?
Grandma too.
And grandmas. Our world is full of mothers, but we only have one mother who is special. And she should be, and must always be, special to you. There's no one like our mothers. And no one can take the place of the one that you have. Here's another illustration. Someone wrote, you turn into your mom when you double knot everything you tie. You find yourself humming the Barney song as you do the dishes. You hear a baby cry in the grocery store and you start swaying back and forth, back and forth. However, your children are either at school or long moved away. You actually start liking the smell of strained peas and carrots mixed with applesauce. You spend a half an hour searching for your sunglasses only to have your teenager say, Mom, why don't you wear the ones you pushed up on your head? You're out for a nice romantic meal with your husband or your significant other, enjoying some real adult conversation. And suddenly you realize you've reached over and started cutting up his steak. And things our mothers taught us. My mother taught me to appreciate a job well done. She always said, if you're going to kill each other, do it outside. I just finished cleaning. My mother taught me about religion. You better pray that will come out of the carpet. If you don't straighten up, my mother taught me about time travel. If you don't straighten up, I'm going to knock you the next week. My mother taught me logic. Because I said so, that's why. My mother taught me foresight. Making sure you wear clean underwear in case of an accident. How many moms used to tell you that when you was getting ready to go out somewhere or on a trip? My mother taught me irony. Keep crying, I'll give you something to cry about. My mother taught me about science of osmosis. Shut your mouth and eat your supper. So how can you do both? My mother taught me about stamina. You want to sit there until spinach is all gone. My mother taught me about weather. This room looks like a tornado went through it. My mother taught me about the circle of life. I brought you into this world, I can take you out. My mother taught me about behavior modification. Stop acting like your father. My mother taught me about envy. There are millions of less fortunate children in this world who don't have wonderful parents like you do. My mother taught me about anticipation. Just wait till we get home. Or wait till your father gets home. Did your mother teach you about receiving? You ought to get it when we get home. How about the one about medical science? If you don't stop crossing the eyes, they're going to stick that way. How about becoming an adult? Did your mother teach you about becoming an adult? If you don't eat your vegetables, you'll never grow up. My mother taught me about justice. One day you'll have kids, and I hope they turn out just like you. On Mother's Day, we can't say enough good things about our mothers, but we'll try. And God help us if we don't. I want to share three things with you. Brief thoughts. Just think about her hands work, her mouth speaks, her heart's love. Her hands work. Here's a little story. A boy got his first job. As he's most about the amount of work he said, I get up at 5 and have my breakfast. The person doing the interview asked, does anyone else get up too? He replied, yes, my mother gets up and fixes my breakfast and then fixes my dad's breakfast. And what about dinner, the guy asked. The boy says, oh, mother fixes that too. Does your mother have the afternoon to herself? The boy replied, no, mom cleans the house, looks after the other children, then gets supper for me and my dad when we come home. Then we watch TV, then we go to bed. The person asked, what about your mother? What does she do? The boy replied, mom washes clothes and irons the rest of the evening. The person says, do you get paid? The boy said, of course, Dad and I get paid. And what about your mother? Does she get paid too? The boy replied, mother get paid? Moms don't get paid. She don't do any work. If anyone here today believes that the moms don't work, then they don't have the realization of today's world. Moms work harder than any job that we can have. Their work is never done. In Proverbs 31, we see that mothers do all kinds of work. Verses 13, 19, and 22. She selects wool and flax and works with willing hands. She extends her hands to the spinning staff, and her hand holds the spindle. She makes her own bed coverings. Her clothes are fine linen and purple. She selects the wool and works with eager hands. Verse 14. She is like a merchant ship, brings food from afar. How many children growing up wonder where the food comes from? The mom usually gathered it back in the long time ago. She'd go out to the garden, pick it, go to the market, get the food, bring it home and prepare it. How many little kids realize that? While there's away at school, they come home, poof, there's food, there's a meal. Verse 15, she cooks. She rises up when it's still night, provides food for the household and portions for her female servants. Not only does she go and gathers the food, she has to prepare it. She cooks for you. Verse 16, she gardens. She evaluates a field and buys it. She plants a vineyard with her earnings. She provided it. She prepared it. Also, the text say that mothers in verse 15, she rises up. She's still dark. It's still dark when she's preparing the food. Verse 18, her lamp does not go out at night. She stays up later. She puts everybody to bed and makes sure all the chores of the household gets done. What's that old saying? Men work from sun up to sun down, but women's work's never done. They go to bed thinking of what they got to do the next day. They go to bed thinking about what do I need to do to prepare. Verse 27 of Proverbs 31. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat bread idleness. She isn't lazy. Usually moms running around taking nibbles all day long. She don't sit down and have a meal to herself. If somebody needs something at the table, she gets up and gets it. She don't get to sit and enjoy the meal and company of the family. The next, her mouth speaks. Proverbs 31:26. She speaks with wisdom, and faithfulness, instructions is on her tongue. When Preacher John Wesley was a student at Oxford University, he was shocked at the amount of alcohol, the amount of drinking done by students, wondering what he would think about college students today. This thing, John Wesley was a long time ago. It was hard to get drinks and stuff back then, but nowadays it's abundant. After writing his mother, Susie Wesley, for counsel, he received the following words: "My dear son, remember that anything which increases the authority of your body over mind is an evil thing." That's great instructions. Anything that overtakes your body, that influences mind, is an evil thing. Something that takes your mind off God. Something that takes your mind off what you're having to do. I'm sure Susie Wesley said a lot of good words and wisdom to her children, because it always takes a great woman to support a great man. The London editor submitted to Winston Churchill for approval of a list of those who had been Churchill's teachers. He was asking what great teachers he had. Churchill returned the list with this comment: "You omitted to mention the greatest of my teachers, my mother." Winston Churchill, one of the greatest people, said his mother was his greatest teacher. He honored her. Preacher G. Campbell Morgan had 4 sons, and they all became ministers of the gospel. At a family reunion, a friend asked one of the sons, "Which Morgan is the greatest preacher?" While that son looked at his father, he replied, "My mother." Mothers are the greatest preachers. Many mothers have done a lot of preaching to their children, whether they consider it preaching or not. The mothers do a lot of preaching to the kids. I can say a lot of things up here, but what your mother says is more than what I can say to you on how to live your life. Your mother is a demonstration. I used to tease my mom a lot in front of people by saying, "Oh, Mom, you know I was the best kid ever." And she would say, "No, you weren't," which meant she lectured me many times about what to do and what not to do. I want to thank my mom for caring enough to tell me what is right and wrong. Her heart loves Proverbs 31:11 and 12. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacking nothing of value. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. If a husband has a full and complete confidence in his wife, then you know that she's a woman who loves her man. At Epitaph, there's a scripture written on a tombstone that a man had put for his wife. After 60 years of marriage, it reads, "She made it happy. She made home happy." That is great love. He etched it in stone that she made the home happy. A grandmother was telling her granddaughter good night when the little girl said, "Mommy and Daddy are entertaining some very important people downstairs." "You're right," Grandma agreed. "But how do you know?" She said, "Listen, Mommy's laughing at all of Dad's jokes." Where there's a lot of laughter in a home, you know there's something good happening in that home. And of course, there needs to be more laughter in homes nowadays. Not all this burden. Turn off the TV. Enjoy each other. Enjoy laughter together. Proverbs 17:22, a cheerful heart is good medicine. When there's a lot of laughter in a home, someone's putting out some good medicine. And it also shows a lot of love. Here's another story. A teacher at school was putting this question to little James in math class. James, suppose your mother made a cherry pie, and there were 10 of you at the table, your mother and father and 8 children. How much pie would you get? A ninth, he answered. No, James. Now pay attention. There are 10 of you at home. Don't you know your fractions? Yes, ma'am, he replied. I know my fractions, but I know my mother even better. She'd say that she didn't want any pie either, so we could have more. The unselfless of a mother shows a heart of love for her family. All of us can remember many unselfish acts and devotions their moms made at our homes. How many of you had moms that gave up stuff so that you could have stuff? Yes. My mom gave up so much for us. And then all I remember, we played wiffle ball in the backyard. She'd be out there hitting balls. She'd be out there playing with us. But she gave up so much. She gave up her free time for us. If we needed the project done at school, and you know how kids are, night before it's due, I gotta have this done. She'd run to the store, get stuff to help us do it. Or she'd even put us to bed and finish the project herself. She gave up her sleep, her rest for us. Thomas Edison once said, I did not have my mother long, but she cast over me influence which has lasted all my life. The good effects of her early training I can never lose. If it had not been for her appreciation and her faith in me at critical times in my experience, I should never likely become an inventor. I was always a careless boy. And with my mother of different mental caliber, I should have turned out badly. But her firmness, her sweetness, her goodness were prominent powers to keep me in the right path. My mother was making me. The memory of her will always be a blessing to me. And what a loving tribute to blessed mothers. Proverbs 31:28. Her children arise and called her blessed. Her husband also, he praised her. That's what we're here to do. We need to praise our mothers. We are blessed to have the mother that we have. Some children today don't realize that. They want to fight against their parents. But you only have one mother. No matter whether you can be a mom, whether you have children of your own or not. You can be a mother by inspiring another child. You can be a mother to someone that has no one to care for. Like I've had many mothers since my mom passed away. One of them, Jean Garst, Jeanette's sister-in-law, was one of the mothers that helped me in the ministry. Her and Wayne wanted to send my name in for calling the call. I didn't realize that. But I've had so many great inspirational women in my life. I call them all my mother. Our next hymn is Standing on the Promises. We're promised to have the greatest mother of all, as long as we